Alright, how's it going, guys? We have been busy. We had a live stream today and processed a whole bunch of salt. We went through all of this that was salt ore. We got a little bit of tungsten bearing minerals as well, but most of them haven't gotten crushed yet. So we have 500 rock salt, 2100 salt, and then a little bit of ferberite, cubnerite. Let's see. Down here we have tungstate and scheelite. We have more coming. There's plenty more that need to process, but we're working on getting tungsten. We're getting one step closer today. We are going to start off with setting up a roaster, and we're going to set that over here. So the roaster is pretty simple. It's just a machine casing with 3 steel fluid pipes, double copper plate, and 2 bricks with a hammer and wrench. And you'll see that the fluid input is in the back automatically, or it can be piped in the left, and the fluids out go in the top. So we're going to put this here, and we're going to use this Invar drum right here as a capture point for air. You can use air or oxygen in here. You can also use CO2 for a few things, but mainly it's air, and yes, ender or nether air works as well, but oxygen is your better bet, because if you notice with the air, it says 80% output for all of your solid outputs. The sulfur dioxide always stays the same, but for oxygen it's not 80%, it's 100%. So what we're going to do is air. Air is easily captured with an air vent. Recipe for that is just 8 iron or steel rods around an iron or steel rotor. And we're going to just stick this right up here on top out of the way, and that will pull in oxygen. There you go. And put it in here for us. And our output is going to come out the top. We have some Invar pipes here. So we will have that come out there. And then we need the sulfur dioxide to go into a mixer. So we're going to have to set up a mixer, which we're actually going to be setting up 3 of them. Let's go ahead and get these done. We're going to do this just like the centrifuges. The power goes in the bottom. So for right now, they're going to be up here on top. All of this will change once we get electricity. We will move these things around, but for right now, this is the way it's going to be. And you'll notice with the mixers that the fluid in is the top or the left. So I will be putting it in the left because I'll be piping it in. So you don't have to worry about the auto, and then the out has to go out the back. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these 3 right there. turn that guy that way. And we're going to have sulfur, where's dioxide? There it is. So we're getting sulfur dioxide out of our roaster, which we're just going to put salt or sulfur in there, because with sulfur in there, you get no item out. You only get the, that's a smelter, goofy. Roaster, there we go. So, no item out, just the sulfur dioxide, which is what we want, because we're not going to get any, we're only going to get 80% of any items anyways. So, we're just going to run this right into the left, and then out the back, and we're going to eventually have a tank outside for this, but right now we're not too worried about the tank. We just want to get some sulfuric acid made. So the sulfur dioxide is going to go into a mixer, and it is going to need air as well to make a sulfur trioxide. So what we can do with that is we can put this on here, and we'll take it over and up here. You could also set up another vent. Now there should be no air in there yet, but if we smack this with a wrench, let's see, will fill vertically. So since that's a gas, it should go sideways. So we should get air in there from it going sideways because it's a gas. We have plenty in there. I'm not sure why it's not going. Won't fill vertically, will fill vertically, adjacent tanks depending on gravity. I always thought gases could go out the side. Let's try the top. Is air lighter than air? There we go. So it'll go that way. So there's our air. We'll close that. And then we're going to use the sulfur dioxide to make sulfur trioxide. We're going to need platinum for a catalyst. As you see, does not get consumed. Or we can use vanadium pentoxide. And that is what we're going to be using. So we're going to do this recipe right here and make sulfur trioxide. And then the sulfur trioxide will mix with water and give us sulfuric acid. And yes, you can use regular water or distilled water. So we're going to come out the back of this one, in the side of that one. Nope, not that way. Come on, hit the right thing. There we go. And then we have tons of distilled water. I'll probably take the water from the centrifuge over there and make a tank for it, or run it from the other tank. I'll probably use what we're catching off of that, honestly. But for right now, we're just going to send this distilled water that we already have right here in there. So there's our distilled water in there. And while we're at it, we need to set up distilled water into each one of our boilers here. Don't want to forget that, like I did today on the stream and blew up one of my boilers. Luckily it didn't blow anything else up because it never got water. They are much more violent when they actually have water. Okay, so from the sulfur trioxide mixing with water, we're going to get sulfuric acid. We'll have a tank for this as well outside. Now, sulfuric acid is going to be needed for batteries. What we're going to be using it for currently is making not hydrogen fluoride, not making nitric acid, hydrochloric acid. That's what we need today. But there are lots of other things you can do with sulfuric acid. You can use it for processing. So this is adamantium. You're obviously not going to be doing that anytime soon, but you can use it for vitriol processing. So you got vitriols of clay, you've got vitriols of green vitriol, which is iron. Clay is aluminum stuff. Antimony will give you white. I do believe that is zinc. Yeah. So we'll get into all this stuff later because we will need an electrolyzer to electrolyze it down, and it needs to be 64, and we're not going to be doing that right now. So what we actually need for right now is our last mixer, and that is going to be our hydrochloric acid, which needs rock salt or regular salt to give us hydrochloric acid, and that we will be using to process down our tungsten. There we go. So ferberite, and there's hubnerite, there's scheelite. So that is what we actually want to get done. So we need to now send the sulfuric acid into here. Alright, so we need to go grab a few things. One, we need to get our vanadium pentoxide, which we have from centrifuging black sand. See if I can figure out where it went. Should be a pretty good load of it here somewhere. Chrome flint. There it is, vanadium pentoxide. We need one of those. That needs to go in here. And then we need salt. We'll just use rock salt for right now. And the nice thing about using the salt for this is because there's other ways of doing it for making hydrochloric acid. But using the salt will give you potassium bisulfite, and that, when you put it into an electrolyzer, which we'll be making soon, will give you potassium persulfite and hydrogen. And we actually need hydrogen to process our tungsten. We'll get into that later. But also this potassium persulfite we can use in a bath with the one I like to do is, see if I can find it here. Azurite will give you a guaranteed malachite, which is not the one I normally do. The one I normally do is the malachite. See, a lot of them are going to give you malachite, but I do believe it's also good here. These purified cobalts, we'll be needing those eventually as well. But if you really need cobalt, you can do copper in here too. You can do all kinds of different things in here. There's electrotime, which will give you copper, which is what I'm looking for, is malachite, which I do believe gives me copper as well. You can do gold in it to get extra copper if you need it. There it is. Malachite will give you copper. So if you take crushed malachite and some water with this potassium or sodium persulfite, if you use regular salt, you'll get sodium persulfite. You'll get tiny purified copper out of it. But if you run this through the sluice, you get a 3% chance of copper, brown limonite, azurite, calcite. Yeah. Nobody wants all that other crap. We want the copper. So that's what we're going to be doing. And by the way, if you didn't notice, we have the JI tabs up here. We're testing out a new update for the GT New Horizons NEI fork that Mitchell's been making, which, speaking of, I will be putting out a update for the pack for anybody that would like to try that out, along with the change for the cooking with blockheads as well. Alright. Now, you know what? I just completely forgot about something. We cannot have these Invar pipes here. I just about made a big boo-boo. So, sulfur dioxide is a gas. Sulfur trioxide is a gas. Sulfuric acid is a liquid that says acidic, handle with care, which means you need a pipe that can handle acids. Our Invar can handle the gases, cannot handle the acids. So we need stainless steel pipes for this one. And then we will also need stainless steel pipe going to the tank that we're going to put them in. We'll get the tanks made and pipe that at another time. Let's go ahead and get our gas down here. Should be every other one. There we go. And then we're going to run this straight over there like that. And like that. Do I have any more Invar pipes up here? I thought I made enough of them, but I may not have. No, it don't look like I did. I need, what, about 4 more? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. 4 more pipes. Go get those made real quick. Luckily, I've got Invar over here. And we need to put this on here. Do a little hammer time. And curl them up. Put it on the right side. There we go. Now we can go get the rest of this hooked done. Alright, there, and there, there, and there. By the way, when we did the live stream today, we also did pistons for all the burning boxes over there. I'm going to have to do more now. Alright, so that'll do what we need to do. I am going to stick this right here. Eventually I will pipe that out to a barrel, but I'll probably make a mass storage for it, honestly. Alright, so we've got water in each one. We have our air, we have our water, and we have our rock salt. So let's get some sulfur. Let's see, sulfur, there we go. Get us a nice stack of sulfur. We'll stick that in the roaster. We'll light that up. Go ahead and get these turned on. And is it taking that much air in here? No. Oh, hey, you know what? Somebody's a doofus and put the air vent and the pipe in the same place. That's not going to work. We need to probably break that so I can get that off there. Let's put it on the side. That should get me some air. Alright, sulfur dioxide is in there. Sulfur dioxide is in there. Now we just got to wait on those to get going. Why do we not have air right now? Oh, because the machine has to pull it in. So it has to get ready and, well, call for it. That's why. Alright, so now we just got to wait on the boilers to get up and running. Maybe I should have started the boilers first. Forgot how slow these things can be. Alright, one more tick. And there we go. So we now have sulfur dioxide coming out of here. As you can see, it does not use the catalyst. And then over here, we're getting our sulfuric acid. And over here, we're getting our hydrochloric acid. Now, we will also need another mixer eventually for hydrogen fluoride. We will need that as well. And then eventually we will set up nitric acid as well. All of these done basically the same way. Just need to get your sulfuric acid made, and then mix it with the right substance, and that'll give you your proper acid. Now, like I was saying, hydrochloric acid has different ways that you can make it. You can let's get to the right thing here. So you can do the sulfuric acid that I'm doing. You can also do chlorine and water. Will give you hydrochloric acid and oxygen. You can also do this, which is a much different chemical reaction, not something you're going to do for your early hydrochloric acid. But you could as well do this one if you wanted to set up an electrolyzer to get chlorine. But I find it easier to just do it this way. And I think we are, yep, we are full up across the board. So we can go ahead and shut these off for now. Luckily we're running on that gas and we have tons of it out there. I've been running this processing off and on for the better part of the day, and I will almost bet you we have a completely full tank out here. Yep, completely full. And 500 rubber as well. So we have plenty of gas. No need to worry about wasting a little bit. It's a nice thing about finding one of those gas things is you don't have to worry about processing coal, wasting creosote. It's just natural gas. It just spawns infinitely. So eventually we'll need something else, but for now the natural gas will do us well. So I'm going to go ahead and get 3 tanks built out back. We'll do a Invar one for the sulfuric dioxide, and then we'll do a stainless for the sulfuric acid and the hydrochloric acid. And then next time, should be Friday, we will set up a processing system for tungsten. So we should be able to get our first tungsten dust on Friday. Then we have to worry about how we're going to cook said. And if you can't wait that long, there is a video explaining exactly how to do what I'm going to be going step by step with you guys here. And I will throw that in the card thing if you guys would like to look ahead at how we did it on the GT6U server. But that is it for today. We have our basic acid setup, and I will see you guys on Friday. Have a good one.